on the name WFX. So please give a big welcome to Jatin, WFX CEO. Welcome, Jatin.
So guys, especially thank you to Eric, Harry, and Apparel for inviting me all the way over here and participating in this day that's very important to mark the digital revolution of Aquarelle as a group. So Harry touched on some of these concepts a little bit earlier, but I want to talk a little bit about and introduce a little bit more about WFX, and he spoke about the DNA, and I want to tell you what that means. So, like a lot of you guys who are in this industry, I come from a family of this industry. So my father, over 30 years, had built a garment manufacturing business out of India, had retail in Europe, and over 30 years went crazy trying to implement all kinds of software, using external companies, subcontracting, in-house development, 1,000 other things. But always the results fell a little bit short of what the company wanted to achieve. So the thought process was, instead of going to a technology company that says, sure, you know, we do garments as well. Yeah, sure, we can do that. Why not build a technology company ground up that's really designed to solve the needs and specificities of this business? And that's how WFX was born as a company. So just a quick overview. We are now the leading cloud-based solution for the garment industry globally. We've been doing this for over 17 years. We have over 150 team members who I like to call fashion industry professionals. So these are not software developers or consultants, these are really guys who understand and connect to the kind of problems that each and every one of you face individually during your work. And some of you have experienced some of my Ferraris in this room, and we've been working with you guys over this time. And these are some of our countries that we've implemented in. So we have a pretty vast global footprint, and I think Mauritius was probably going to be our 34th or 35th country implementation. And this is some of our solution footprint. So we're going to be participating in this journey through implementing bits and pieces of our solutions over time at Apparel. And we're starting with our ERP. We have a product development solution. That's your design to order. This is your order to invoice, supply chain, financial solutions, and apps and other add-on products. And these are some of the partners that we've partnered with over the years and other software companies we've integrated with. I believe in the future, very much so, like all of you guys do. We have huge investments in research and development, and we keep evolving and innovating new products. Like we just launched an iPad application for quality control, for inspections. We're working on an iPad app for inspiration and design capture, for design teams. We're working on enhanced collaboration tools. We're working on workflow automations, mobile analytics, and going forward, predictive insights. And one of the things we're going to be doing with the Apparel Innovations team, Harry and the team over here, is not only looking at the products that WFX has and WFX is innovating on, but also jointly collaborate on new initiatives that pioneer potentially new technology transformations that we can co-create. So those are some of the exciting things we're going to be doing all the time. We don't only work with one segment of the fashion value chain. While as an organization, we're focused on fashion, we have exposure to the entire value chain and supply chain of the fashion industry. We work with factories and suppliers like yourselves. We work with sourcing companies. We even work with brands, which means your customers. They're our customers too. So the advantage that we actually have as an organization is not only listening to your needs and working with people who are in the same boat as you are and evolving and enhancing our products, but we're able to understand what your customers are doing and what problems they're facing. And we're able to loop that back in to give you guys solutions to help solve some of their problems so you guys can be more successful in your relationship with your customers. So this is what we do. We look to the industry, to the future, to the changing environment, and we upgrade, update, evolve, make new products so you guys can evolve, you guys can grow. And over the last 17 years of interacting with so many companies in so many countries, what I've come to realize is something that you guys probably already know, and that's apparel is a really tough business. Maybe I think it was different in the 80s and 90s, back when my father had his manufacturing company. But today, ever since I've been involved in supplying technology to the industry, everyone talks about margins under pressure. Competition is tough. Customers change their requirements. People want to give chargebacks for things that aren't even really problems. And the reality is, this is the way this business is now. This is not a temporary state of affairs. This is the status quo. So how do we become successful is designing solutions in spite of these challenges and problems, and recognizing that this is the way life is going to be, this is the way of life for us. And companies take the same steps. Let's improve productivity. Let's reduce our costs. Let's be more efficient. Let's upgrade our machinery. Time and motion studies. And barrage of other things. And all of these things, granted, are really important. You need to think in those terms. You need to make those changes. But as time is changing, as Eric presented, the digital revolution is here. One of the big components as a catalyst to achieving success in spite of these challenges is data. And if you see today's day and age, you look at companies like, well, you mentioned Amazon, you look at Uber, you look at Facebook. You guys are a factory. You guys are garment factories. Those companies are factories too. But they're nothing but data factories. They don't do anything but produce and really understand how to consume, access, manipulate, and use data to progress their business forward. So even in an environment of people-intensive business like garment manufacturing, we also have an opportunity to use data in the same way to make these incremental enhancements in all areas of our business so we can become stronger. And not just any kind of data. It's very important that we understand the difference between data and organized data, because data you guys use today, everyone uses data. But how do we use specialized, structured, organized data to increase efficiency, improve our business agility? Preempt problems before they become problems and not be notified them when the problems already happened. That doesn't help. And we've all agreed this is the case in our own personal, individual lives. In our personal day-to-day interaction with technology, as all of us as individuals, we've agreed that moving from unstructured data to a specialized cloud app helps us accomplish these daily routine interactions with the world around us. So I used to email my friends, communicate with them, hey, what's happening? They used to email maybe a photograph, hey, I was here, this was where I was on holiday. You comment, oh, that's really cute. Your kid was just born. Very, very inefficient. Why? I don't do that anymore. I use Facebook. So much easier. All of you guys do it as well. And you have to agree because there are 1.4 billion people in the world who agree. My business communication. I used to have my business contacts as business contact files in Outlook. And if I wanted to share with someone, I'd email him this business, I'd zap it to him. Why would you waste your time doing that? I've moved off of this unstructured ways. You guys have onto LinkedIn. I'd rather send the guy my LinkedIn profile. We can see who we have in common. We can see the background, the history of these people. It's so much more useful. Have you ever tried emailing a 50 megabyte file? Can't do it. Run around with USB drives, waste of time. Use Dropbox. And so forth and so on. So individually, without recognizing it, we've already made this change. We're already using the cloud. We're using specialized apps. We already know it's so much better because it enhances access, it enhances function. So ask yourself this. We're in 2017. Why, if in your personal environment, your personal interaction with technology, you've made this change, why in your workplace do you come and you accept this? It makes no sense. You should protest this. This is inefficient. Because you know it to be inefficient. So this is but the obvious next step. we take unstructured data off of our email, off of our spreadsheets, off of disparate systems and silos of software, and we move it all onto the cloud, a specialized app, the WFX cloud. And that's the journey that we've all taken together. That's the journey we've all been working on. That's why I'm here. And this leads me to a conversation that I had with Eric a couple of days ago, and we spent about an hour and a half talking about his vision of the future of Aquarelle. Some of those aspects he shared with you guys today. But he very clearly said that I understand that companies are moving towards data-driven decisions. And as an organization, I want the future of Apparel to be a data-driven company. I know that to be the future. That's the vision I want to hit at. That's my strategy. And I absolutely agree with it. The best companies in the world are moving along these lines, and they're getting better and evolving. So why not you guys? And while we started on this journey together, the big challenge that we all have, the big hurdle in achieving and realizing this layout strategy is this. It's simply that change is really, really hard. And that's the only thing blocking us from achieving that goal. Because it's not enough that you have a CEO that says this is the strategy and this is what I believe in, and we rally to that vision. It's not enough that you have a finance department that allocates investments and resources to realizing that strategy. And it's not enough that we have talented project and IT managers like Harry, Ashwin, and the team that know how to take that strategy and convert it into execution. Because in order to realize it, especially at the enterprise level, at the individual level, you can see you've all done it individually, no problem. But at the enterprise level, it only works if we all agree, each and every single end user individual agrees and subscribes to this digital vision. So you all agree that you're going to climb that rock and you're going to recognize and realize this vision. Because if you think about your role, at least the people who are in this room, none of you guys produce a garment. None of you guys sit and stitch a garment together. So regardless of what your role, there are really two things. One is, you're a consumer of data. And two, you're a producer of data. You're given a piece of information, you take that information, you process it, you action it, you take steps against it. The actions and steps that you take convert that data in a different structure with different information, and you pass it on to someone else who then does the exact same thing. Which is why if even one person doesn't understand what we're trying to do, the chain breaks. And this is why at the enterprise level, going from unstructured to structured is so much more complex because everyone is interconnected. And this is the journey that we've kind of outlined as the digital journey from where we are today to a software-defined enterprise. That's the vision. Phase one is moving the business data and departments onto the cloud. This is what we've been doing. We started this journey already. Once we're able to get all of these silos of information onto this cloud platform, then we can do some pretty interesting things with it. The second phase will be, as Harry spoke about, certain specialized apps that we're going to start deploying and implementing. One was Scan and Pack. The other, like we've launched this QC for the iPad. And different products that we can innovate on together as well. Then it's about automation. Now we've brought everyone on the same platform. It's distributed, it's available, it's real time, it's accessible, it's online, it's available on your mobile, available on your tablet. Well, now let's try and automate whatever transactions we can automate and remove redundancies. Remove the fact that sometimes to make one piece of information across 5 departments, it probably takes, 5 hours to make and access that piece of information. By the time you get it, probably the situation has changed. Work on analytics, the right data that Eric and I spoke about. The right data, not too much, not too little, at the right time, so you can make the right decision. And phase 3 is expanding the ecosystem outwards, connecting to your vendors, connecting to your supply chain, linking our system up with their systems, and doing the same with your customers. So there's a seamless flow and transition of data all the way from your customer to you to your vendor. This is the initial digital journey. Beyond this, there are further steps we can take, but I'm going to save that discussion for maybe next year. And this is where we are right now. We've begun this journey together 9 months ago, and we've accomplished step one. And we've gone live as of last week with merchandising, sourcing, planning, inventory. And as time goes by, we'll be adding on other departments over the next several months. And that brings me to my last point, which is the team that we've been interacting with. The journey, and I must commend all of you guys at Aquarelle, is that you guys truly have a fantastic team. And I want to recognize the benefits that we've been able to achieve just from this one step. The very first step that we've taken as a result of all of these people's efforts. One thing I can tell you is that the team, starting with Harry, Ashwin downwards, have such a high degree of IT maturity, because it's not only about buying the right technology. It's also about how do you create an environment to be able to accept and absorb it. And that's something that comes with IT maturity. And I must say, the way the team has worked together, has set very clearly defined goals of what we want to achieve, understanding each other, understanding limitations on both sides, solving problems, and the most important aspect, having a good time while doing it. So if you could just ask these people to just stand up for 1 second, whoever is in this room, we would just like to recognize all of the hard effort and work that come in taking us live over the last 9 months. Thank you. And my team over here, who always driven fast. And thank you all for your time.
Thank you.